What's going on, guys? Way from Revolution here with the legendary Karl-Friedrich Scheufele. How are you, sir?
Very well, thanks.
So I feel like I'm in a moment that must be a little bit reminiscent of when you were in the Grand Prix jury back-to-back. Because we were just celebrating the 25th anniversary of Scheufele UC last night, which incidentally, thank you for inviting me to that. What a magnificent moment.
Most
and
welcome.
The following morning, we arrived, small headache, but really with big love in our hearts because we had such a great time, at the birth of Ferdinand Berthoud, which is your other brand. And we're looking now at the FB3, which is absolutely stunning to me. Please explain to me what this watch is.
Well, the FB3 was on our mind since quite a few years, I would even say. And we wanted to create a Ferdinand Berthoud piece which is more affordable,
right,
but not less interesting. And which represents really what essentially Ferdinand Berthoud is all about.
Right.
And I think we did manage. We are talking about a slightly smaller watch.
Right.
A slightly thinner watch.
Yes.
But I let you discover the escapement here, which is
well,
absolutely
I love
stunning.
that what we see in the very top is the escapement wheel, and then of course this, which has a beautiful cock on it, sort of marine chronometer, pocket watch type balance cock, and then we go from there upwards to this extraordinary balance wheel that's pulsating with what looks like a cylindrical hairspring.
Exactly.
And am I correct?
You discovered the essential part of this watch, which is a cylindrical hairspring, which is unique, absolutely unique, because we had to find a way to recreate the end curve and to make this work, because it has not been done, certainly not in a wristwatch,
right,
for I would say forever.
Yes.
It's totally unique. And the second very hard challenge was to make it Chronometer certified.
That's incredible. That was the thing I was going to ask you, because we just saw, you know, the FB RSM, and I was blown away by the fact you created the first tourbillon with dead seconds.
Yes, well,
that's COSC certified, and
you know,
this is COSC certified as well. Incredible.
Every Ferdinand Berthoud has to be a chronometer.
Amazing.
And obviously there is no exception here.
Yes. Karl-Friedrich, can I ask you, I hear there was a huge amount of work that was done on the cylindrical hairspring related to the terminal curve, or should I say curves, because there's two, one inner and one outer. Right?
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, you even worked with COSC to create a new kind of curve to ensure the chronometric performance of this hairspring and balance.
Absolutely.
And this is now going to be called the Berthoud curve.
Yes, and I must say COSC, they were extremely cooperative and thrilled about this project, because it was not just another certification also.
Yes.
And here we're talking about a relatively long power reserve of over 80 hours.
So a relatively long power reserve of over 80 hours. And my
we
God.
guarantee 72.
Amazing.
Yes.
A bit like what you had when you did the Quattro. You
well,
had more.
It's all about the Chronometer certification.
Of course. Know? But I have to say, on the wrist, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's so wearable.
It's totally wearable. The size is, I think it's a wonderful size.
It's phenomenal. What, may I ask what the size is?
The size is 41? 42.
42. And then the thickness is?
9.
9 mm.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. I love it.
And it has a very particular Berthoud finish.
Indeed.
And the hours that it takes is
about 100 hours hand decoration.
Is it for the sort of frost, the micro frosting?
Yeah.
And then
the entire movement will take about 100 hours of hand decoration.
That's what I first noticed also, is when you look at it, your eyes just sink into it
Yes.
because there's so much richness in terms of the finish. And may I ask, sir, what is the price of
And not to forget the typical side view
Ah,
that
yes.
you get in
the
case.
lateral window that will lead
The
you
lateral
to
window,
the
which
hairspring.
will show you how the hairspring operates.
That's amazing.
And I will also ask you to pull the crown and see what happens.
Hacking. Stop seconds.
Huh?
I love that.
And the winding is truly exceptional.
That's extraordinary.
And now put it back into motion.
Wow. Incredible.
It's immediate.
Yeah, instantaneous.
Huh?
Oh.
And the winding.
Oh, I love that. And because the barrel is just there in front of you, you can.
It's like you're caressing
Yes.
the movement.
Am I correct that it's 140,000 Swiss francs?
It's a little bit over 140,000 Swiss francs, exactly.
It's absolutely stunning, and I like the fact that you've done two different finishes here, or two different colored finishes, and
You
the
have
watches feel very.
the white gold
Yeah.
version and the rose gold version.
And
And
they-
they're really two different watches.
Absolutely.
Now the bad news is maybe that we
All
will
sold
only
out.
be doing about 20 a year.
Oh dear, that's not going to be.
And I'm afraid they are basically sold out for some time.
For some time. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, Karl-Friedrich, it's a wonderful achievement. It's wonderful to see the advancement of the Berthoud, maison. What you've created is incredible. In the ultra complicated division, we just saw the FBR SM, which I thought was incredible from a perspective of being the world's first tourbillon with dead seconds mechanism, COSC certified. Then to see kind of, I would never even call this a more accessible watch. I think it's just a beautiful watch unto its own right.
No, it is. It's a Berthoud in its own right.
Correct.
It doesn't feature the tourbillon,
Yes.
but the hairspring is another
See
so
developing
important
from here.
feature.
Yes.
No?
It's amazing.
And then, okay, we don't have fusée and chain, but the escapement is extremely interesting in its own right again, and not mentioning the finish. The finish, we really, I think we surpassed ourselves in many ways, and so complicated to get all these this mosaic of bridges here to create a perfect harmony between each one of them.
Mind blowing. Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
sir. Another wonderful achievement. Thank you so much.
Thank you.